Hello everybody, my name's Rose Smith from AbsoluteSoulSecrets.com, and I'm here to do the Oracle Cards July transformation. The year is half over, unbelievable. So if you haven't joined me before for this particular type of video, I'll just explain briefly what it's about. Usually I do tarot, my own tarot cards, but what I'm doing this time are the oracle or psychological cards, which are completely different to tarot in some respects. There are some respects they overlap. There is an element of prediction, but that's not the main theme of what we're doing today. This is all about self-transformation. What can you do to change, especially now in these unprecedented times, because Spirit really wants all of us to change in a major way and have, more respect and kindness for each other and for the earth and all of her creatures. Okay, it's not just about making money all of the time. And despite whatever your governments are telling you, there is definitely an imbalance at the moment where corporations are ruling the world, and they are ruling governments and telling governments what to do. And it's only through people power that we can all stand up, 7 billion of us, and tell corporations what we want and what we're going to accept. And the situation, quite frankly, now is completely unacceptable. So I believe that Spirit has sent us COVID-19 to get us all to wake up a bit more and to transform and to actually take action about the direction of humanity in the world. Because if we don't get in sync with what Spirit wants, then it's really going to be quite dire. And especially in some countries, the US is really in decline. And I know you won't like me saying that, but it's true. And I'm not going to lie just to make you feel better in your denial. Okay, so you can leave the thumbs down because YouTube likes that. So thank you for leaving the thumbs down on that statement, but I'm not going to be quiet. Okay. And I know some tarot readers and astrologers, they're really concerned about, what their audience thinks about them. And I'm trying to grow my channel too, but this is so very, very serious. We're talking about the future of humanity and all of the world's creatures, so humans have just got to get out of their, we've got to get out of this sort of energy that, and it's a very arrogant energy that, we know best for everybody. We don't. We're just a cog in the wheel. And albeit we're all special cogs in the wheel, and we're completely unique and immortal, however, we don't have the right to destroy the earth. The pollution levels, for example, are appalling. And different countries are actually decreasing their pollution protections. That's just not acceptable. We should be increasing pollution protections to, help nature, So I'll get off my high horse. I'm sorry if you're a bit offended. But this is about transformation. And it's important that we all look within. Sure, go and have a psychic reading or tarot reading or, whatever you like. But the best tarot readings and psychic readings are those that confirm the inner change that is actually going on within you. Okay, all of that takes energy and effort. So let's have a look now. And I'm going to pick 5 cards for the month of July. Now, there's 2 types. There's a card at the bottom, and there's also a card that sits inside that card. Now, I'm just talking about animals, and see this wild animal comes up, which is actually a cat, a wild cat in the wilderness. And so that's sort of how it works. Your energy, whatever you're putting out, you get back, and that is proof. And I've just shuffled those cards up, and there's a lot of cards in these decks. It's actually more than the normal standard 78 card deck. Alrighty, and we'll go to the board now, and We're going to choose the cards for July and just see what they mean for you. I'll give you my interpretation of what they could mean. But in this, it's really important that you searched within yourself to find out what they mean for you, because what I'm talking about is very, very general, and I'm addressing more the collective than the individual. You know, when we do these readings on YouTube, it's for the collective. You know, people write in and say, oh, that's not right, you know, I divorced my husband last week or something, which might be opposite to, you know, something I've said. And I'm saying I'm talking about the collective, not you individually. If you want an individual reading, you need to go and organise that yourself, not come to YouTube. Oh, well. Anyway, let's see what comes out for July. Transformation time. Whoa, well, there you go. A whole heap came out, but I'm just going to take that one on top. Hesitation. Okay, so really being hesitant about something. And I'll close my eyes now, and what do I see? Okay, I see someone digging a hole, and it's like something's dead, but it's not buried. And there could be some hesitation about really finishing with an old issue. You know, issues, you know, when we've been traumatized or abused or something very dramatic like that, it's like peeling an onion, and there's different layers. And so we might do some work and really look at something for a while and peel off the first layer, and years might go past and then we peel off the next layer. So it's a bit like that until you get to the center and there's nothing left because the energy has exhausted itself. Okay, so all right, this one here is very descriptive. All right, it's a bit glary, sort of. Maybe if I put it like that, you'll see it better. And it's basically a glass of milk that has spilt on the table, and the person is here with their hands on the table. Okay, so no use crying over spilt milk. It happened, and we can't deny it. We have to acknowledge that it happened, yes. But there's always a sort of thing that we can get stuck in the past, going over and over and over the same thing. So we really need to deal with it and let it go, okay? And there might be some hesitation about letting a past situation go. It could be in your family, or, you know, a relationship, your work, any area of your life really. But this hesitation of finally cutting it. And you know you've cut it when you feel nothing, okay? Somebody says to you, oh, so-and-so did such and such, and you absolutely couldn't care one way or the other what they do. You know, so there's absolutely no emotional charge around that. Okay, so let's have a look at the second card for July transformation. I've got something going in my head about the earth. You know how I was saying at the start about the earth changing. The earth is our body, and we may find physical effects in our body going on. Maybe, you know, our health is not great, as good as it used to be. There could be some sort of physical changes as the earth deteriorates, our own body deteriorates, because our body represents the earth and the earth represents our body. All right, holding on. What are we holding on to? Okay, again, it could refer to this, you know, be like a scenario referring to this situation here where we need to let go of something, but we're holding on. Okay, let's have a look at the inner cards. Did you see that? They just went to all jump out then. We have cards everywhere. All right, closing my eyes now, and what do I see? I'm stuck on this. Crying over spilt milk. I'm just watching. I can see that in my mind's eye. The spilt milk is still going on. Excuse me. The regret and disappointment over the situation. But I do see a door opening up and people leaving the room. in spirit, and that's certainly a good step towards letting go. Is just to walk away and let it be done. These cards are so delicate today. I'll be really careful with them. Okay, and we come out with an authority figure. Okay, given in mind, bear in mind of everything that's going on now with police brutality. And I know there are good police that have all sorts of awful things happen to them, but that's not what I'm talking about. There is police brutality, and just because people do attack police, rightly or wrongly so, depending on the situation, I guess, but it doesn't make police brutality okay. So holding on, what is it that's holding on? Are we holding on to an idea of what authority figures should be? Is it outdated? You know, maybe we need to do something as a nation and expect better behaviour from police, or maybe we need to do something to protect police more without adding to police brutality. Maybe their training is in need of revamping, and government officials should be going through their training to ensure that police brutality doesn't happen. Now, I'm only talking about police brutality because that's what's been in the news in this past week or two, or actually for a long time, really, when you think about all of the murders, because they're murders. There's no way of disguising the fact that these innocent people are being murdered. And yet there are good police, you know, and good police stand by and watch it. I just don't get that. I don't understand that. And so we need to write to our officials and demand that police be held to account when they do the wrong thing. I'm sure the majority of them are good people and doing the right thing, but it's these few that are causing the issues. And I don't want to go into individual events because we'll be here all day because there's so many of them. But, you know, often they have a history of violence. So that's a red flag straight there, you know. So what is it that you're holding on to do with an authority figure? This happens to be to do with law enforcement, but there's also lots of other authority figures, whether that be the church, the government, your school teacher, your father, whoever. Authority figures. Are we holding on to an outdated view of what authority should be? Okay, looking at the next set of cards for July. Going to go with that one there. Oh, okay. What do you owe? And now looking at the inner face card and closing my eyes, now I see stairs, wandering upstairs. This is taking action. Go at your own rate. It's like I'm wandering up the stairs. I'm not running up the stairs. I'm not putting a huge amount of energy into it, but I am increasing step by step in consciousness going up those stairs. I'm becoming more and more aware. Okay, going with that card. Alrighty, change of direction. Well, that's certainly what Spirit wants us all to do. Which way are you going to go? You could go this way or you could go that way. Take a deep breath and decide, are you on the side of light or are you on the side of dark? If you can't make a decision, that's always the question to ask. It's a simple question. Is it light or is it dark? Okay? And you'll know it's, you know, often the ends doesn't justify the means either. You know, you can't say, oh, he was, you know, he was working with Antifa or he was a provocateur or whatever, so it's okay to murder him or push him down. Oh, he was a drug addict, or he had a history, a criminal history. It's not okay to be judge and jury and kill somebody. It's just not. And so what are you going to do? Which direction you're going to go? Okay, so that's the choice. You can take the dark way or you can take the light way. And You owe it to yourself to make the decision. In the end, we all end up doing a life review of all the things that we've done in our lives, and nobody gets it 100% right. However, don't add to your karma by, doing things that are not in alignment with spirit. You owe it to yourself and to the world. Okay, let's look at July. I'm sorry if this video, if I'm sounding a bit negative here. It's just the current events. I can't deny what's going on. I have to acknowledge what is happening and deal with it the best I can. And I know one surefire way is to go deep down inside yourself and really reflect and meditate. Okay, don't just accept what other people tell you. Especially on YouTube or social media, most of it is wrong. Even what I'm telling you, you should really look at it at a deep, deep level. And that could be the beginning of something. Okay. All right. Let's have a look and see what happens around that way. I don't do reverse cards, as you know. Alrighty. So month of July. And I'm going with that card. Closing my eyes now, and what do I see? I see a pile of gold. This is something very valuable. In spirit, there's no shortcuts to attaining the frequency of gold. It's just meditation, reflection, and if you don't know, if you're on the right track, or if you don't know the answer to something, just say, I don't know, please help me. Please help me, God, or whatever figure. Spiritual figure that you believe in, whatever word you want to call it, spirit, the universe, the divine feminine or divine masculine, whatever you believe in. Terminology doesn't matter. Look at this little child here having fun. Okay, so the beginning of getting in touch with your inner child, and this helps you with creativity. And once you have your creativity going, the sky is the limit. You can think up all sorts of ways to solve your current issues. And whether that be finances or, an issue with your job, or maybe you've lost your job or you want to change job, creativity is the key to rectifying whatever it is in your life that you want to change. And creativity comes from the inner child. Okay, so the beginning of creativity by working through your inner child. Alrighty, last card. Let's have a look. Card number 5. You can pick a card. Actually, I had somebody the other day say that they had picked number 5, and that's fine. I'm not really doing this as pick a card, just as a chain of events or a chain of energy, if you like. But if you want to pick one card for the month you feel led to do that, go ahead and do that. Okay, I'm going with this card, which is compulsion. Okay, compulsion. That takes freedom away. When you're compelled, you're going down a certain track. Okay, but let's find out more about what that track is. And I'm just looking for the card. There we go. Closing my eyes now, and what do I see? I've got aqua blue on left and right side of me. Okay, so aqua blue sort of going into a green. Funny, I'm wearing green today, isn't it? And so the expression, this is the area between the chest and the throat, and so there is a new chakra coming up here that is taking, I don't know how long it will take, could take 100 years, but I've certainly been aware of it for about 30 plus years. And so this is not a short-term thing that's happening, but it is happening in the collective, that people are joining their heart to the expression, or their self-expression. What they talk about, they're putting more of their heart into it, which is a great thing. Okay, well, this is one thing I don't mind being compelled about. What does that say to you? Okay, this is, to me, this is about freedom and expansion. And I certainly feel that it is time for more freedom and more expansion. So we need to do that in a very careful way with COVID if we're talking about actually going out of our house and interacting with other people. This doesn't necessarily mean that, though. This is talking about inner freedom and expansion. So it's great to be able to go out wherever you want and travel and do whatever. However, in some countries, there's a second wave coming, and the numbers are increasing. And certainly the situation could be going on for 3 years. In February, I actually was told in spirit, I think it was in a dream, or when you're just waking up and you're not awake and you're not asleep, you're in that sort of limbo zone, and I was told that it would last for 3 years. So 3 years from February 2020 takes us to February 2023. The other interpretation there, it could be 3 years from when it first started, which certainly would have been around October 19, or maybe a little bit before, September 19 in China. So we're looking at the end of 2022 to the beginning of 2023 for the coronavirus to decrease and to go away. So that's a long way away. So we've got to take precautions, but we need to be free and expansive, and again use our creativity to work out how we're going to manage for that type of period of time. Okay, so let's have a look at what's happening. There's a hesitation in the collective to let go of the past, for a start here, and crying over spilt milk. Oh, and you can see all the hate speech and, all of the carry on, generally, and people just don't want to let go and go to something better. Some people don't. Some people do. I do. Some people are holding on to the old view of authority. Okay, that is going, and we're only making it hard on ourselves if we don't let go of that old view, because spirit is changing it. We owe it to ourselves to, make a decision, and we may have to move away from other people. Maybe the decision we make is in stark contrast to our friends or our family or what other people are telling us. But always, always, always follow your own heart and really search your soul. And then you can find the beginning of creativity and joy and fun, okay, in solving problems. And once you start getting a few runs under your belt, because you have solved problems, you'll start to enjoy the process more of being successful, okay? And this compulsion towards freedom, okay? Spread our wings. Let's expand in another area. I haven't been out since, I know this sounds weird, but I think maybe, I can't remember when I last went left my property, but since November 2019, I've probably been off the property probably about 3 times, which was probably December and January, and not since. And, just the last couple of days, I really feel a difference within me. It's like, because how it works is you have constriction and expansion. And I've been in a time of constriction. And then all of a sudden, something happens and I begin to expand. And I can feel that already in the last couple of days. So from November to June, that's 7 months of constriction. And now something's changing. And it's almost like I am actually, I've moved down the birth canal, and I'm actually crowning and being born at the moment. And so we repeat these cycles through our lifetime of being born and reborn again, as we constrict and expand. I've had this happen before several times in my life, where I've had to go through a major constriction in order to expand in a new area. And when I started my business, AbsoluteSoulSecrets.com, I went through a period of, Spirit told me not to work for a year. And I was just beside myself how I was going to manage that. So I had a period of a year in constriction, and then I started this business. That was 20 years ago. And I've been in that expansion ever since. So there's different areas of your life where you can constrict and expand, okay? But for the world generally, July is showing that some people are compelled towards expansion. Okay, so I'm just going to close my eyes now and take what you want from this. If you don't agree with everything I say, that's fine. Make your own mind up. And but please leave a like or a dislike, because that's what YouTube wants you to do. Okay, so close my eyes now for Oracle Transformation cards and our own transformation in July. And what do I see? I see a round thing going around in a circle, like a vortice of energy. Okay, and I'm going down a tunnel. It's like I'm in space, actually, and I'm going down this I'm going down this tunnel, and all of these star signs are coming out at the moment. I see the Libran symbol, and so all of the star signs are coming out, and that's saying to me, yes, there is a period of expansion coming up, but we want the type of expansion that is within us. So it's not about the economy expanding, or it's not about even money or anything like that. I'm just talking on a purely spiritual level here. They're showing me a big diamond, and they're saying we can expect a higher birth rate, more babies to be born, which is sort of counterintuitive, because I know that the economy is actually in recession for many countries, and people, even though they're going out more, there's going to be a higher birth rate coming maybe early next year to mid next year. But not only little babies being born, but a higher birth rate within ourselves. Okay, so this compulsion towards freedom is expanding, which I think that's great, actually. So please put your own spin on these cards, not just about what I'm telling you or what I'm interpreting. Have a look and see how they relate to you, and please let me know in the comments. Okay, if you don't agree with me, that's fine. It's a free country in many countries so far. How long, I don't know. But have a wonderful month. Don't forget to subscribe. I would really appreciate that if you found this useful in any way. And click the notification bell for updates. I'm doing lots of videos now, and I'll be starting the horoscopes tomorrow. Okay, have a wonderful month, and bye for now. Thanks so much for watching. Please visit my website absolutesoulsecrets.com for all things spiritual. Have a lovely day.